Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is a tutorial on the colorful look that I was wearing in my color theory video. If you're interested in understanding color theory basics, as well as knowing how to avoid muddy eyeshadow and keeping colors clean and vibrant, I definitely recommend checking out that video. But I did receive quite a few requests to show you how I created the look that I was wearing in that video. I basically started with primed eyelids, the Makeup Forever eye and lip primer, and then I went ahead and started with my all matte Viseart pigments. I started with white and dusted that all over my eyelids from the lash line and kind of faded it out into the crease as a base. If you watch that color theory video, you'll have an understanding of what different bases do to pigments when you layer them on top. Then I went ahead and patted my vibrant orange from the editorial palette using a flat eyeshadow brush, my W21, to really pack the color on. I'm trying to pack as much opacity onto the lid, creating a half circle cut along my natural crease. In preparation for laying down the vibrant blue next to the orange, we need a transition shade. Red is perfect because that will create a nice purple blend as opposed to a brown blend in between the blue and the orange, seeing as that they are complementary colors. So by taking a smaller brush and just feathering the red along the edge of the orange and perfecting the shape and just making sure that the red is dominating the orange along those edges, we'll then have confidence to go in with the blue after that. I believe the brush that I used to complete this task was the W36 brush, a really great, small, precise blending crease brush or detailer brush. Taking that same brush and dipping into the blue, I'm doing the same thing. I'm going right over the red to create a nice purple, but in a minute we're just going to overpower it with blue. I'm going to feather that all the way out and smoke it out towards the brow and towards the temple and really create this blue halo effect around the orange. I wanted to create a double complementary or tetradic color scheme with this eye look, so my dominant coupling was the orange and blue, but I also wanted to pull in yellow and purple. So now we're starting to get to the final touches. The yellow I'm using on another one of my W36 brushes, and I'm lightly feathering along the edges of the blue, especially towards the center of the face, like the brow. And where the yellow meets the blue, we know that it will turn into a green. It turns out to be more of like a aqua sort of green because there's more blue laid down than the yellow. The yellow I'm just lightly feathering on top. I'm sweeping back and forth along the edges with the lightest amount of touch, just trying to give the appearance of the shadow just blending into nothing. Moving on to the lower lash line with the same brush, using the blue, I'm just dragging from the outer corner towards the center of the lower lash line, making sure that it connects from the blue that's above the crease, connecting that to the lower lash line. In the hope that the shadows will hug the eye all the way around, I go back and touch up the outer corner, letting that blue mix in with the orange a little bit on the outer edge, that it kind of creates a darker brown shade right on the outer edge. But I'm also taking a little bit of indigo, this darker purple. I have a feeling this shade may not have been from the Editorial Brights. It may have been from their Cool Mattes palette, but just any darker purple will do, and just lightly tapping that into the outer corner there will give that brown shade a purple hue. Actually, so this part might be my favorite part. This is where I take the yellow and really pile it on into the inner corner, connecting it with the orange on my lid and connecting it with the yellow that's kind of going over the blue up on top. I use my Slim S31 brush. It's a pencil brush, super soft hair, and it really, deposits a good amount of pigment to achieve this. And I'm overlapping the yellow with the blue a little bit to bring back that aqua color and overlapping it with the orange. And I just think it makes the look pretty cool. Like it's very interesting. And I also take a bit of the white and blend that in to that inner corner, especially to give a little bit more vibrancy, just like how we did with the lid and the orange, but this time actually mixing in the white with the yellow for a little bit more of a vibrant pastel yellow in the inner corner. I'm going ahead and also dragging that down below inner half of the lower lash line. So I'm gonna connect the two by taking more blue and overlapping that yellow a little bit, blending them together. Ooh, okay, this is a cool step to know about. I went ahead and cleaned up all my fallout, and now I'm using a big fluffy Slim W35 brush with my white pigment, and I'm blending along the edges all the way around the eye to make everything fade and blend out and just look mushed together and halo and super soft and blurred out. Now, if you have a much darker skin tone, definitely use something closer to your skin tone, maybe a step lighter, something that won't, look chalky, but try not to use anything with too much pigment. So maybe use like a loose translucent setting powder to do it, because if you end up using something that's like a brown shade, then it will possibly dull down the effect of the shadows. So if not white, then maybe a loose translucent setting powder. Now I'm moving on to eyeliner. I'm taking my Marc Jacobs eyeliner and tight lining all the way around. For complexion, I threw on mascara, did my brows, and used some foundation. And for my lips, I used my very old Yves Saint Laurent tinted oil in the shade number 1. And as a final touch to pull the look together, I used my Makeup Geek blush in Summer Fling and applied it with my Slim X51 brush. And I applied it pretty generously. A big reason I went with the orange was the orange is quite a dominant shade on the eyes, even though it's only in the one spot, only on the lid. So if I had gone with a pink blush, I felt like the orange would have stuck out a little bit too much.